What's- This is Baja Pips, and today is Sunday, June 16th, 2024, 9:44 p.m. Eastern China Time. Happy Father's Day to those of you that are celebrating it. And also, I know how tough it can be to be trading the markets, so I can only imagine how tough it is being a parent while you're trading. I have a few clients myself that I work with that do tell me about the difficulties. So big ups to y'all and have a blessed day. Now, I'm going to be going over my weekly technical breakdown. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with y'all some clips of my weekend of some trips that I just recently took and some motivational psychological content that may come in handy. So stay tuned. But for right now, I'm going to go over the charts, break it down for a few minutes, just go over some Forex pairs, crypto, and stocks all in one. And also want to go over the S&P and the NASDAQ. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to share with you all my trading view. I'm doing things a little bit different right now. I'm not using Top Step X because just want to switch back and forth between platforms. And right now, you're seeing the euro US dollar. We just came out of a multi-week congestion. You can see back in May, we were pretty much congested for quite some time, and I was getting a lot of low movement. But recently, price has broken towards the downside, and it has confirmed that the bears are currently in control. So what that means is that I do expect more of a further decline in the euro dollar. But as of right now, we're just taking it step by step. I am looking to deploy capital on the bearish side for the euro dollar. I'm not interested in buying unless we can break above current highs of around 1.08306. We can break those highs, then I'll definitely be looking for some longs. But right now, I'm absolutely bearish. No bulls at all right now. And I do look for the next potential target area to be taken out below last week's lows of 1.06510. It's going to be my first area of interest. And then there's some magnet levels nearby where there are some stops longer term. April lows. I do expect price to continue on down there if we can continue with this bearish momentum, further decline down south. So that's my assessment of the euro dollar. A lot of the Forex pairs pretty much move. Once one is moving, a lot of them are moving. If a few of them are congested, most of them are congested. So I'm going to go back to Forex later. I want to go over the S&P 500 for those of you that do have real capital invested in it. You're probably concerned over what my perspective is. Once again, also, I'm not a professional financial advisor, so just take this with your own opinion, and this is mine. But just want to give you all this little disclaimer. I don't want to get sued by nobody. So yeah, but back to what I was saying. S&P 500 index is very bullish. Currently, I'm not deploying capital just yet, but if we could break above last week's highs around 5,460, then I'm 100% looking to buy on the S&P 500. So I'll be looking to deploy capital towards the long side if we do break above. If we do fail and we do continue to decline beyond Friday's lows, then I may be looking for some potential, just hold off a little bit. Not that I'm not gonna look to deploy capital at all, but I'm definitely invested in longs if we can break above those highs. And that's it for the S&P 500. I don't really have much to say. We were in a multi-week congestion as well. And y'all can see that right here. Price was just struggling to break above for a few days, a couple weeks, and then we finally got that breakout that we were all anticipating. And as you all that know, once S&P does break out of a range, it does tend to go on for quite some time. So this was the biggest decline we recently had in a while, which was in April. Price was struggling to recover from April's counter trend decline, and recently we did break on up. If you look at my previous technical breakdowns, you can see that I was waiting for this specific breakout to deploy more capital in, and now that we are finally getting that, I am looking towards alongside. Now, where do I project this target ongoing? I do believe we can hit 5,600 and beyond. I don't want to go over no crazy wild projections right now, but using my measurement tool, I can see about 154 point recent wave size. So I do expect 5,600 to be our next target area. I'm going to mark that up right here with a little horizontal line. And that's it for S&P 500. So very bullish week for the coming up ahead for those of you that are invested in that. Let's take a look at gold. Now, last week I did say that gold I was bearish because we did have a huge bearish day, and price did attempt to continue on down south on Thursday of last week. But as you can see, price did not want to continue on down south, and bulls are attempting to break it back on up. Unfortunately, I do need to see highs of 2,392, about 2,400 taken out before I look to deploy capital back towards the long side, because we have had such a dramatic decline, and I don't want to look for longs in this condition. Price could easily wipe out Friday's lows and continue on down. So I'm just going to take my time with that. We are in a tight range then. I'm just going to put these little horizontal rays in the area that I'm showing just for more clarity. So this little, we're in a little tight little range, but we also do have some more conflicting highs nearby around 2,386. I would like to see those taken out before I go long. Just my own, risk factor. Other than that, it's still a little ugly on gold. I'm not fully bearish right now. I didn't deploy any capital on it yet, but if I did, I would 100% be out as of Friday. And if we do go above Friday's highs, I'll definitely look to just be neutral on gold. I'm neither bearish nor bullish. It looks like it's just not the cleanest price action. So we'll get back to that later on in the week or next week. We can follow up with gold. Let's see. NZD CAD, I was pretty bullish last week, and I just want to go over this just to let y'all know I am still pretty bullish on NZD CAD, but we are in a range, and that range, I can just show y'all right here. So we rejected these highs right around Thursday, June 6th. So I'm going to mark that up. Price did come into these highs and it got rejected, and we are currently experiencing a conflict because price it didn't just show a bearish move, which that's strong bearish momentum, by the way, but buyers did come in and accelerate towards highs, and they didn't close above the monthly highs, and it actually rejected that. So we are currently just in conflict. We're in a tight range, and I don't want to trade this until now. I got to see 0.85244 taken out, unfortunately, before I look for any longs, or I got to at least see some slowing on this bear counter trend right now. So similar to gold, kind of just neutral on this pair. Long term, I am bullish, but right now we're just very neutral. I don't know what next week is going to bring, but that's NZD CAD for y'all. Let's go over a JPY pair. Now, NZD JPY, USD JPY, they're not all the same thing, but pretty much JPY strong. It'll show, if JPY is weak, it'll show on like a specific currency. So let's take a look at NZD JPY. It is showing that we have rejected a bear attempt to go back down, but I do need to see Friday's highs taken out. If I do see Friday's highs taken out, I'm definitely looking to deploy capital towards the long side. As of right now, it's a little unstable. You can see that price is currently going on a multi-week range, just like other pairs. Boom, 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 boom. Just multiple days bouncing in between, going nowhere. And this was after some very strong rallies towards the north side. So maybe bulls are taking a break, but I do see a nice clean breakout right around 96.8. So I'm going to mark that off with a horizontal line. And y'all can see we did close above that, but it was a little bit of a weak close. So I do need to see further confirmation of buyers stepping in before going long. So right now I'm bullish, but I'm not deploying capital on NZD JPY. And that pretty much goes with most JPY pairs. Just to keep this video short, I'm just giving y'all just a little quick run through of multiple different pairs. Now let's take a look at GameStop. I know those of you are very interested in GameStop. I haven't looked at this since last week, but I found something pretty interesting. So GameStop did have that spike to the moon rally. A lot of people got fooled again. This reminds me of penny stocks. I used to trade penny stocks back in the day, back in like 2012, 2013. I was just graduating high school, getting into college, and I was big on penny stocks. I blew a lot of money on that, but penny stocks right here. GameStop is not a penny stock, of course, but it's moving like one. And I do see price potentially going back towards the downside after a recent decline. So we had a bull run on the 6th of June, and that should have continued on north and retested all-time highs. But instead, bears came in, closed down below these lows right here on the Wednesday the 5th. And that to me showing that we have a stronger momentum towards the bear side. So I do believe that it's going to decline further. Maybe we can get weaker sellers coming in before the next rally. But right now, I'm not interested in deploying capital on GameStop just yet. I'm looking for a further decline, and that's just my breakdown of GameStop. Let's go over the next one, US 100. I'm going to go over US 100 real briefly. I also want to share my video at the end of this, so I have a nice little clip created for y'all. But yeah, US 100, very bullish, but I would like to see a better pause than what we've seen. So right here, we do have, what was the close? The close was 19,572, and then the next day the close was at 19,572.5, and this is 0.7. So yeah, we are bullish on the US 100. I do expect it to continue going northbound. We could break Friday's highs. I definitely 100% will look to deploy capital on the US 100. You take a look. Let me just control shift it. I want to project some potentials for 1,000 point. I do expect this to go up to 20,700 at least for the next target area. So if you're getting in, show y'all like a little bit of a risk reward that I would normally take on this. It all depends on how it gaps on Monday, and I'll definitely be interested in taking this. We also have a holiday on Juneteenth, so that's next Wednesday. But yeah, this would be a nice 2 to 3 hour potential. That's what I'm going to be looking to take if this continues on up. That's the US 100 in a nutshell. Almost done. Want to go over some crude oil for those of you that do trade oil. Crude oil, first time. Apologies for that. My video cut off. I'm using a recording software that timed out because I didn't click on it. But back to like I was saying, crude oil. This is like crude oil futures. Now, very bullish for crude oil, 100% bullish. I'll definitely be looking to deploy capital towards the long side. We have a nice round and bottom formation, and I do suspect price to continue northbound, taking out these magnet levels right here, which is around $80 a barrel, and continuing north. I do expect it to at least come on towards these highs at $80, $81, and sitting up there. So bullish on crude oil. If price does go below Friday's lows, then I'll be looking to get out and be in cash. So this is kind of like my assessment of crude oil. You can see longs, you can see shorts, you can see them all. And yeah, just processing. Okay. Uploading my other video right now at the same time. Apologies for that distraction. And a couple more periods. Let's go over NASDAQ and I'll be all done pretty much. Tesla, don't need that. Let's go over Nvidia. See, there's a lot. I just don't want to go over everything, but I could break this down all day. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, unfortunately, is on a further decline. First time looking at this, by the way. This is just the superpowers I have. I can reprice action and like that. But Bitcoin is bearish. I do suspect more selling towards the downside. Right now, we can see that we did close below these range lows. We're experiencing the pullback right now. So I do need to see price close below Friday or at least Thursday's lows of last week. This is Saturday, and probably crypto moves over the weekend. So Saturday's lows, I do suspect price to continue on downwards. And if it does, just show y'all, I'll probably be risking about 1,400 points for about 3,000 points. So looking to take it on down to 63,000 if I'm shorting it. But as far as going long, I'm not interested in any buys until at least 68,313 is taken out. If those are taken out, then more than likely I'm going to look to deploy capital on the long side. It's in a tight range though, and that's my only concern. So we look at this right here. I set a market up for those of you to visually see it. And I'm not just really interested in selling neither, just because there's some conflicts down below here, and I do need to see stronger selling coming in. So I would just let the market rhythm show me more bears are there, and I need more evidence before I deploy capital towards the south side. But you can see what you see right here, and I'll definitely be looking for some longs if we can break above 68,300, or if we get some more selling and it starts to slow down. Maybe I'll be looking for some longs from the bottom up. But I do expect to take out these range highs at some point in the near future before continuing up. So those of you that know how ranges are, if you're taking my course, or if you're coaching with me, you know that right here, this is in a multi-week, multi-month range. So ever since we touched above 70,000 back in March, price has been stalling out. I don't believe this is going to drop. Absolutely not. This is not a bear market. This is just currently going through some struggles. So yeah, look at that. I wrote this way back in February. Y'all can see my notes. I do what I say, and I say what I do. So it's all here in text. All right. Last one I want to break down, because I want this to be within a good time limit for y'all, is the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, I can just click on this right here, and boom, super duper bullish. I'm definitely going to deploy capital towards a long side on NASDAQ, and I do suspect this to go on up past 20,000, possibly to 20,500 before the month is over. So definitely look into the NASDAQ, and that's it for my weekly technical breakdown in a nutshell. I hope y'all will enjoy this video. I'm going to be uploading my weekend clip. I went on a little adventure this weekend. So those of you that are interested in seeing more of China and more of my daily life, you can see more of that with some psychological speech at the end. I'm going to be just giving y'all some pointers, some free advice. You don't got to pay for the coaching to see this video. So here we are. Stay tuned for the next part. And that's the weekly technical breakdown. Trade safe out there. All right, let's get to the clip.
All right, now that you guys have seen my weekly technical breakdown, you are more aware of the market conditions and have a better understanding of how to navigate this week. I want to show you a clip of my weekend. I was just recently in Hangzhou, China. For those of you that don't know, Hangzhou, China is on the eastern coast of China, right below Shanghai. I'm going to show y'all some clips, some videos and photos, and I just want to talk about some advice. I just recently had another milestone in my trading journey, and it was a breakthrough that came after a long period of stillness. I wasn't seeing the results I was looking for quite a few weeks, and I have plateaued in my journey. And I just want to talk a little bit about that experience. So those of you that have your ears, you can continue to watch this content as I speak. So for those of you that know, I started my scalping journey 2 years ago. And before that, I was doing a lot of swing trading and just a little bit all over the place with my performance. And then I recently started trading a 1-minute chart. It's been a struggle. It's been a roller coaster trying to become consistently profitable. But recently I have achieved that consistency, and I am now currently working on furthering my goals. And just recently we have came out of a multi-week congestion in the markets. So for those of you that are actively trading, you know that the S&P 500, NASDAQ, a lot of the markets, stock market, crypto, Forex, all alike, has been going through some struggles. It's been pretty much rangy for the past several weeks. I'd say about 2 months now. And this is the longest period in the past couple of years that I've actually witnessed this type of market condition. During that time, I didn't hesitate, but I was experiencing a lot more losses than normal. Instead of over trading or over leveraging my accounts, what I ended up doing was going back to the basics, And I like to share a little bit of that with y'all. So the market is unpredictable and we don't know what is going to happen. And therefore, trying to predict the future is just a fool's game. What I advise you all to do, and this is what I'm doing, is create your own market within the market. So if you stick to one or two strategies, which I post on my Twitter all the time, then you will have better understanding of what to do and what not to do. And with better understanding of what to do and what not to do, you have more control over your decisions long term. And that control produces a lot better results. Let me give you an example. If the market is chopping around and ranging, and you have trend following strategies, you're more than likely going to fail more in a ranging market condition than a trending condition. You will not know this if you're doing a bunch of different things and not taking note and not focused on improving your own system. But when you focus on the context first and understand that market context does change often, but it doesn't mean that you have to change your strategies. Just understand that it's changing and adapt to the changes. If you're only trading trend following strategies and it's ranging, if you can identify that it's changing its context, you can adapt those trend following strategies to only take the best quality setups. Now, I can't visually show you right here, but I'm sure if you go over my Twitter feed, you can see several examples of those strategies that I do take every day. Now, having a trading journal, tracking your progress, that is one of the essential parts of a successful trader's journey. You see, when you're tracking your progress, you're focused on one thing. You then block out all the noise because you're only focused on improving that one strategy. And that's the difficult part of the journey. Most don't understand that you have to continue to refine every single day, every single week, every single month. Just refine. You have to believe in that strategy and refine it. Most strategies can work long term, but you must continue to build on what you already know. You can't trade something that you don't know, and therefore you can't trade a bunch of systems without fully understanding it. It's called efficiency. You must have a high level of efficiency in order to trade something without hesitation, without doubt, without fear. When you understand what to do and what not to do, you understand that losses will occur. When you manage your risk properly, you understand that losses will occur. Winners will occur too, but you're better prepared for the losses than just trading without a stop loss, for example. I just gave you all an example. A stop loss is a great risk it's a great risk measurement, and you're able to assess your risk. Having a daily loss limit. How many times do you have to lose in a day in order to cut it short and say it's not your trading day? These are just a few things that are hallmark to a trader's success. And the more you can add to your system that benefits you as a trader, the better you perform in these markets that are unpredictable. So get off of social media sometimes and just take a break, go for a walk, clear your head, have like a 3-pronged approach. If you're struggling on a certain thing for one day, if you're day trading, or 1 week, if you're swing trading, well, you can remind yourself about that one specific issue before you start trading. Remind yourself after you finish trading. Take screenshots of your trades, of your charts. Note every trade you take. You shouldn't be taking so many trades that you can't take note of each individual trade. And then also think about that specific trade and that condition sometime throughout your day. If you're driving on your way to the gym, to work, whatever. Multiple times a day, remind yourself why you should or should not do something according to a mistake that you made, and start tracking your mistakes. The less mistakes I make, the more money in my pockets. the more simplified my system and my rules, or I call them guidelines, the easier it is for me to do this for the rest of my life. And also tell yourself, how do I envision an ideal future as a professional trader? Do you want to be trading for 8, 9, 10 hours a day and make this another 9 to 5? Or do you want to be trading for 30 minutes to a couple hours a day? You make that decision. And this is one of the greatest things about this business is you are fully accountable, but also you are in full control over your outcomes. So next time you're stressing over your trades, just go for a walk, clear your head, take some time off, and just remind yourself this is a long-term journey. The process is not linear. You will get there eventually. And it's the little wins that add up over time that clearly show the longer term equity curve going up. Wins and losses, because losses are inevitable. How can you control your losses? If you're taking 3R losses, can you cut it down to 2R per day? If you're losing 50 pips, can you cut it down to 30? Every reduction of your losses adds to your overall P&L, and every winner that you expand is there. I hope you all understand this video, and I'm going to make more like this, but hit the subscribe button below if you're not subscribed. Check out my other recent videos, and y'all have a blessed day and a prosperous week. I'll be following up with everyone later on, but that's it for the weekly technical breakdown. And just contact me in the comments below, or I have contacts in the description box. Give me a follow on Twitter. My website is currently down, but it'll be up again soon. But you know how to reach me. Y'all have a great day. Peace.